Good morning. Welcome to Adventures with Cookie and the Cowboy.
I'm Cookie.
And I'm the Cowboy Pirate. Hey, today we are testing out an old vintage method, classic red and white bobber. We're looking for some lunch to take back to buckwheat, some panfish, perch, bluegill, maybe some crappie. So red and white bobber, small jig under it, about as classic and vintage as it gets. Something, something, blah, blah, blah. Everything's working good. Let's catch some fish. So cinch that saddle down tight, hop in the pirate boat. Let's catch some panfish for lunch. Cookie's found her a little honey hole right between these trees and this notch, and they're in fairly close. You get it? Oh, let it stop it, stop it. Cookie's got a look right there. Get him. There, you got him. That's a better one. That's one for the stringer. He's going on the stringer, I don't care. Hell yeah.
That's a better one.
Yeah, he can go on the stringer. There's another one for the lunch. Good job, Cookie. See, I told you you could fish with a bobber. You just have to watch the bobber go down, down, down. Pull.
Here.
Down, down, down. Pull.
Here.
Down, down, down. Pull. Cookie, there ain't much simpler than the old vintage method of a red and white bobber and a worm, is there? When you want to put a little bit of lunch on the table.
Red and white bobber, little jig, and a
Yeah,
worm.
just about a 16th ounce, maybe a 32nd ounce jig there, just enough to hold a piece of bait. You don't even need that, but I just like it to drop the bait down there. It's a little hand-tied one by Tube Dude. Fantastic little jig, but yeah, she's found her a sweet spot. We're going to get ourselves some lunch here for buckwheat. Let's keep it up. Quit talking. It's odd you're not getting hits out there by them trees and weeds, but you get them when you come into this kind of pocket in between them, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Almost close to the shore. Must be a little deeper there. Right there. Right there. He's got him. Nice job. That's a way. Hey, that's another one for the lunch pole. There you go, Cookie. We're going to eat good with buckwheat this afternoon, aren't we?
Can you hear what that's doing?
Yeah, that's just dragging on the reel. It's okay. You're fine. That's a nice one. Heck yeah, get some more like that one right there. We'll make some good lunch. What was you going to tell me a minute ago?
How many fish have you caught?
I've caught a couple, but now you've got me on duty of baiting your hook every 30 seconds for these perch that you're picking up, which is all right because I'm more interested in getting a good shore lunch or getting a good lunch of perch to take back to buckwheat. So while Cookie's filling up the stringer full of perch for lunch, let me just tell you about a new series we're planning for our channel. We want to do a series called the Vintage Angler's Vault. We're going to be reviewing articles from old vintage outdoor lives in field and streams and sports afield, looking at old techniques and methods of fishing back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and then testing them out and trying them, see how well they work against new modern methods. It's going to be a lot of fun to do that research and see what kind of results we get from catching. Oh, and Cookie just had one and missed it. She's having a lot of fun with a very old vintage method, the red and white bobber. Doesn't get any more classic and vintage than that, and there's two, and that means I'm going to be rebaiting and putting a worm on for her, so I better get to work.
Well, I was bringing one in and he just beeline for the tree. We can see him wrapped around a branch. The cowboy's going to untangle him. What is it?
It's a bluegill.
Yeah, bluegill, that's what I thought. He acted different than the perch and went right for the shore, or the tree. You need a one.
Pretty colors though.
Yeah, he is beautiful.
And another bluegill.
Seems the perch is turned off and the bluegill's turned on.
Yeah, we need 3 more good-sized perch for lunch, Cookie. I'm going to have to get my pole out if you can't get this done. Hey, that looks like you got a good one there. There we go. There's another one we can add to the stringer. That little jig of Pat's running with a bobber. That is catching a bunch of panfish, just a lot of small ones, but we're getting close to the one number we need for lunch. Does this place give you fond memories or nightmares? This is the first place we came after you had your last stroke. Remember that?
I do.
Same exact place, same exact results. Fish with a bobber and a jig, and we caught a bunch of panfish that day. A little earlier in the year, but boy, they're in here. But yeah, I remember that. That was only a few days after your stroke. You looked like warmed over death that had been flipped upside down and fed to a grizzly bear.
Hey, but I was alive and I was on the lake.
Oh, yep. Oh. You missed him. That's because I'm BSing with you, huh?
Yeah.
Got him. Good job. Oh, that one's not gonna make the, good thing he popped off. That one was about 2.5 inches. And is this gonna be number 5 for the plate?
A keeper?
Yep, that's a keeper, number 5. Oh yeah, definitely a keeper. Sweet mother of pearl. Number 5's on the stringer. Where the heck?
You're standing
Where
too
is it?
close to me, Cowboy.
What the hell? Jig's in my cowboy hat. She caught one bigger than 6 inches finally. What are you laughing about over there? That wasn't a dirty joke. I was just talking about the size of perch you're catching. She caught me in a cowboy hat. Now, holy crapazoids. You wrapped that thing 300 times around that bush. Oh, yeah. You'll have to film me getting it.
Don't fall off the edge, please.
I won't fall off the edge, maybe. There's a 99% chance that I won't. Now I got it off the tree. You can untangle it.
Okay. All right. I called mercy on Cowboy. Oh, you got one. Decided to let him fish. But Cowboy,
Yeah.
you're getting smaller.
First cast.
That's not what we want.
First cast.
That's not what you want,
I
though.
have to practice first.
Okay. That was practice. Now catch just one for dinner. Oh, that's a better one. Looky there.
2 casts, 2 fish, and there's the 6th one for lunch.
Good job.
Now I got to get a 7th one though.
Good job. Look at you go.
I don't know what your problem was.
I was catching them.
Yeah, but you were catching little teeny ones. That one was like 14 inches. Yeah. There's another one, Cookie. You can't even get the camera on me to film before I got one caught, can you?
So see, you can
Put
catch
that one on the
fish.
stringer too. Hey, Cookie.
That's a little nicer.
That is a bluegill, and look at the size of her belly.
Wow.
She's getting ready to spawn, so I'm going to put her back
her
carefully
back.
and let her spawn. Oh, the mercy rule was enacted. Cookie couldn't stand me picking up 4 right in a row of big ones. So she took the pole back. You may wonder why we're fishing with 1 pole, and it's not because we don't have more than 1 pole. We got about 4 with us, but just a narrow little slot in between these cottonwoods to cast, and we're just having fun watching each other catch. So we could move to a bigger area. There'd be perch all over the place right now in these weeded up areas just like that. Is that a big one? Nope, that's a teeny one. But it's a fish, huh? Hey, Cookie. That's what I'm using for bait. Yeah, anyway, there's plenty of places that people could fish more than with just 1 pole, but we're just having a good time watching each other fish in this little spot. So Cookie flipped her bobber up in that tree and lost it. I didn't feel like tying it on, so she grabbed our little floating pugly perch bug jigs and got another one for the stringer. That's a good one. That's a great little homemade lure we make. We're trying to do vintage lures, but we'll catch them this way too. Got a little hanger shot on it too. If you've never seen this rig, it's a rig drop shot, a little hanger shot to get it out of the weeds so you're not losing expensive sinkers. And that floating jig floats up about 6 inches off, and perch like to eat it. The trick to doing this is getting here a bit early before all the sunbathers and jet skiers and paddle boarders and tubers and partiers show up. And hey, they can have the lake too. They got every right to it, but it's sure nice and quiet before they show up. And before they get the waters all muddied and stirred up too. Got it twisted around that reel again.
Yep, I missed one and jerked in, and there it is.
Got that line twist. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to get this done, my recommendation is come early when it's nice and quiet and you got the lake, preferably during the middle of the week. That's even better. And another one on the pugly perch bug. And another reasonably decent one for the stringer.
They see.
Picky cleaning off the stringer of fish. Get them all rinsed to the mud. That is a pretty good stringer of fish there, Cookie.
Lunch.
Ought to be great, hadn't it? Get some for buckwheat. I'll bet we caught probably 50, 60 perch in an hour and a half or so. They were really hitting that old vintage bobber with a jig and a worm. So no question about whether that technique still works. Not that that's a surprise to anybody, but also picked up a few on a pugly perch bug. Good times. We got more adventures planned. What do you think?
I think it's time to go home, but just remember, no matter what your struggles, there's always something beautiful each day.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, we'll see you next time.